Confessions of an Accountant, where no topic is off the ledger.
So, look, show of hands. Firstly, who likes rhetorical questions? Brilliant. Who wouldn't laugh regardless of my jokes? All right. So, I'm doing this on the fly, by the way, as always. It's me. Let me just show you this. Question. Who is that on the left? Do you know who that is on the left? If you do, nod. Nod. The female on the left. Female on the left. Joshua's going, no idea who that is. Joshua, that is my stalker. That's right. So back in 2019, I was speaking at an event. This lady I met for 30 seconds. Al Price's friend, by all accounts. Al, who's on here just watching, is a bit dodgy when it comes to connecting people. And she said to Al, "Hey Al, can you introduce me to the main speaker, Brad Burton, and get a selfie?" Sure. 30 seconds. That was it. No problems. 2 years later, social media. You imagine this. A female wrote this on social media. Donna wrote this. "I'm being intimidated by a man on her social media. What would happen?" Everyone would go, "What?" Straight away. "Donna, what's going on? Can I help me? Inbox me, hon." And then the next day, right, as that one's brewing, the next day she types, "It's a high-profile speaker." Everyone would pile on once again, looking to support her. And at this point in 2021 or 2020, whenever it was, I was watching this thread and I'm thinking, who is it? And then the next day, "It's a high-profile motivational speaker." And then somebody said, third comment along, "Is it Brad Burton?" Whoosh, that was it. So my name got thrown in the mix that I was intimidating this woman. Apparently, I'd given death threats, I'd attempted murder, bricks through a window, bullets, just absolute cobblers. But nobody believed me. Nobody believed me for 4 years. LinkedIn wouldn't remove the post. You get the point. Anyway, I'm not even going to bang on about that. It's the negative stuff. She's now serving 28 months in prison. Less than 2% conviction rate for female stalking men. Less than 2%. She's now doing, because I had to keep my mouth shut for 4 years. I couldn't fight back. So somebody was coming after my reputation. And, the judge said, completely innocent man. You can go and Google it, Brad Burton stalker. You'll see all the national news about it. When I started my business off back in 2004, December the 18th, 2004, walked out of a job, told my employer to shove the job up their ass. At no point did I have on my playlist that I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. At no point did I have on that playlist, I'm going to have a near marriage breakdown. At no point on that playlist did I have a stalker. So when we have our mind's eye about what our business should be, it's all good stuff, right? We don't see the reality of it. Coinstar machines. Anyone know what a Coinstar machine is? Okay, so that shows you how tough my life was coming up when I started a business. A Coinstar machine is when you take all your twos and ones and you put it in a machine, and it counts them out and gives you a receipt that you can go for credit over a Summerfield, the olden days. So that's how tight my business got. So I started with no money. I started with no investment. I started my business and nobody gave me a chance. Fast forward now, 19 years. Was it 21, 20 years? I can't remember, right? I've lost my, need accountants to work it out. But I created a multi-million-pound business from nothing, right? No investment, no leg up, nothing. And I did it slow. Well, I say slow, it took 5 years from a standing start to create something. And what I need you to understand is this: you'll never outperform your self-belief. So if your self-belief is here, that all you can ever be is a one-man band, you are never going to get beyond that. This, your brain, is like the operating system for your life. It's what you see. So I'm going to give you an example. My focus is on hope, optimism, and belief. My wife's focus is on fear, pessimism, and doubt. So I want you to be really honest now. We're amongst friends. And in that chat room, I want you to choose, be really honest as to your mindset. Are you about hope, optimism, or belief? Or are you about fear, pessimism, and doubt? And I want you to be really honest, because let me be quite clear. You can't go left and right at the same time. You can't be positive and negative at the same time. But I just want you to be really honest with yourself. We're amongst friends. And whilst you're doing that, we get more of what we focus on. Now, the reason I shared the reason I shared the bit about the stalker is that's one person that took my life in a completely different direction. I've had 4 years, thousands of posts. about me, all negative. She even galvanized people about me. I had 70 people that would come after me. I had death threats, all through something that I'd done nothing about. Now, here's the thing. You are going to come across people that don't have your best interest at heart. You're also going to come across people that have your best interest at heart. This is a great example of this community, and it shows you the power of one person. So I spoke at XeroCon back in 2019, 6 years ago. 6 years ago at XeroCon, it was my big break, right? And it's available if somebody can find it. Brad Burton on YouTube, XeroCon 2019, and put it in there. That'd be cool. But Donna was in the audience at that time. She watched that keynote and it inspired her. And then shortly after, she decided to get pregnant. Nothing to do with me, right? Nothing to do with me. Right? We'll let the rumours start again. But she then went on to contact me to start her business off. So going back when Donna contacted me, she had fear, pessimism, and doubt, as we all do when we start a business off. You know, what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if I can't pay my mortgage? What happens if... And she came along to me and I effectively, metaphorically bradded her up, right? Where we swatched all that fear, that pessimism and doubt to hope, optimism and belief. This thing now that she's... Wow, that's bonkers, Sharon. This thing that she's done with the accountant's best friend has been going for the last 2 years. And it was a daft idea. Now, if she'd have been fear-based, she'd never have done it. But we get more of what we focus on. So I want you to understand this, right? I've been going through it for the last 4 years. I'm through it now. It's all good, okay? But you get more of what you focus on. So one of the things that I train people to do, and I'm going to train you to do the same, is this. I want you to focus on the 3% of everything that you see, right? So right now, you see me talking and this, that, and the other. I'm going to shut up in a minute. And what will happen is you'll be able to hear an ambulance going by, or the dog, or the in my case, robotic Hoover, or the whatever. We can only process, our brains can only process 3%. So that means 97% of any, this is true, by the way, it's not just some bullshit. 97% of everything that we see doesn't get to our brain. So I just want to stop for a second now, and I want you to look around you. Look around your computer, your desks, like pictures of your children, your dogs, whatever, I have no idea. And I just want you to focus on that. I don't mean stare at it intently, right? Like a stalker. I just want you to see it. I just want you to see something that gives you beauty. And I'm going to share something with you right now. This is my original 1981 Space Lego spaceship from being a child. Gives me life. Give me brightness. I've got things behind it, my old number plate there. All these things give me energy. My rainbow over there, my awards, these things. So I'm going to shut up and I want you to write down in that group, in the chat, what's the most positive thing that you can see right now. It might even be a cup of tea. I've got no idea, but I just want you to focus on it and write down what that thing is right now, the most positive thing that gives you life and gives you energy right now. Oh, lovely. Steve's on the money there. So you see that you've found something that gives you life. So when shit's hitting the fan in your life and in your business, I need you to focus on the positive things that are going well. Because what you need to do is spend more time in the solution than in the problem. When people have got fear, pessimism, and doubt, they spend time, oh, it's terrible, I've got all these bills going out. How the fuck does that get you through this? How does it fix anything? It doesn't, it keeps you there. And I've realized over the last 4 years, having gone through this whole process, how did I cope? How did I cope every single day? Tens of posts about me. 50 people coming at me on social media, all accusing me of all these things that I've been proven in a court of law and somebody serving 28 months to be complete lies. How do you cope? By focusing on all that is good in your life. And I want you to think about every single day of your life. We've all got problems. Be under no illusions. Fucking motivational speaker, everything's amazing. No, it's not. I'm being realistic. But what you focus on, that's something you can control. Stuff outside of your control, you can't do it. So I want you to think right now. When you go to an arcade and you play these computer games, these arcade games, and you get a ticket. You get a ticket. You can go and spend that ticket. Imagine, right, that you get a voucher, a ticket every single day for your life. And every single minute of your day, Every single minute of your day, you get another voucher, another ticket. Put your hand up if you'd go and redeem those vouchers for fear, pessimism, and doubt. Right. Nobody's ever going to do that. But in life, we do. We choose. And every moment that you waste worrying about something is a moment that you waste fixing something. Right? Now, it does look, I'm a motivational speaker. A positive mindset will not solve all your problems, I promise you. But a negative one will give you more. So I want you to be actively conscious in every time that something comes your way, ask this question to yourself. What does this make possible? You know, when the pandemic came along 4 months after that Zerocon. So at that point, Mr. Cool, flash car, national business, £1 million plus, Pandemic came along, not my fault. Boris Johnson, 20th of March 2020, please stay at home. My national business network, gone. Overnight, 90%, boom, gone. Oh, it's terrible. Come on, Rishi. Come on, Boris. You need to sort this out. It's gone. And this is what I'm saying. You see people getting wasting life on stuff that no longer exists. And this is where the problems come in our life. Trying to go back to a time and a place that no longer exists. My life was good when I used to enjoy it when I had hair. I used to have a six-pack. Never did, by the way. Right? And never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I'm a motivational speaker. But the point I'm making is that things change, and where the problems come in our life is when we try to go back to a time or a place that no longer exists. And where we go wrong at night is that we think about the past. It should have been different. It could have been different. It would have been different. But it's not. And every time we go to the past in our brain, we get sad and depressed. When we go to the future, oh, what happens if Putin drops a nuclear bomb on us? Oh, it's terrible. We get anxious. In the past, depressed. In the future, anxious. This moment right now, was the future that you once wanted. But as human beings, we don't spend any time here. It's always there. It's always there. It's never here. And this is what I've realised through 4 years of an absolute shitstorm that was nothing to do with me. But it's worse than a shitstorm because I had the pandemic before that. So the pandemic would have been, my identity got shattered as to who and what I was because I spent 14 years building this business and being the guy. I'm now not the guy. And it's worse than that. I'm now not the guy. And I've got a pandemic, and I'm dealing with marriage problems, and I'm dealing with financial problems. So how did I cope? I've shared it with you. So what I want you to do is when you find yourself spending your time, whatever you've got going on in your life, I want you to spend more time on the solution. I do not want any moment about how terrible stuff is. Internet unstable. Hopefully it'll start picking back up. I'm going to count to 5 right now just to make certain that we can hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much, Claire. A great thumb. So the whole thing about this is it's really important that you recognize this. Can I just ask, just numbers, and it's a rhetorical question, but it's quite useful for this exercise. How many times that you've moved in your entire life? If you could just write that down. How many times you've moved in your entire life? Just a number. Just roughly. Okay. Point made. Thank you. You know what? You've lived here all your life, right? You physically moved, I get it, but you've lived here. You're the only person in this world that has seen your life. In fact, the only person in this world that has seen the world the way that you see it. That's why 2 people can look at something entirely different, you know, City are shit, Man United are good, that kind of thing, Al, right? I'm not a football person, so don't worry about it. But the point is it's so important that you're the only person. So if you think about your interpretation of the world and what you see, if you used to swap my brain out, if we could do it, I'll put a USB cable and you think like me and you start liking computer games and you start eating egg fried rice on Friday nights and whatever, and I'd be into accountancy. So this is our control center for our life. And I want you to turn down the dials of fear, pessimism and doubt. Mentally, turn them down. Turn them down. So if you think about a dial, like an old hi-fi, turn them down from 10. Fear, get it right down. Pessimism, get it right down. Optimism, belief. Fear, doubt, there you go, right. Fear, pessimism, and doubt. Right, turn it right down. And I want you to turn it right up now. The hope. Turn up the hope. Whatever your number is right now, 3, 4, turn it up. Don't go like that because you can't manage it. You can't skip the steps. And this is where people go wrong. People come to me with a load of problems and say, I need these fixing now. No. We need them fixing right. So it might not be right now. It might take a little bit of time, days, weeks, whatever. But this is what I want you to understand is this. You imagine, good example, right? You've been out on the piss, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you've got a pitch at 9 o'clock. You're tired, you're hungover. Is that pitch likely to be a good one, yes or no? Of course not, right? But this is what I'm trying to say. So your mindset and your energy levels are so crucial. Right now, I've got a phone and my battery's on 87. Look at your phone, just get a number. Look at your phone. At what point do you start getting twitchy? At what point does that figure reach a number when you start going, oh, I need to find a lead? So you need to stop what you're doing to go and find a lead or a battery pack or whatever it is. What about you? What about you? If you had an LED on your brain and you could see your energy, what would that be? Percentile terms. Oh, Claire's on it. You get it. Absolutely. Range anxiety. But this is what you need to understand. So the last 4 years have been the most hellish 4 years of my 52 years on this planet. And bear in mind, just so we're clear, I got shot at when I was 21 years old, right? I got chased out of Manchester. That was pretty terrible. But the point is it's prepared me for everything else that followed. I was talking to someone the other day and they said, oh, everything's terrible. I've got all these bills going out on this. I never said, oh, really? I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? They went, oh, it's a 10. I went, if I'm going to get some gangsters from Manchester to put 2 bullets through your window, that 10, is it still a 10? No. Okay. So it's this ability to look at your entire life and everything that you've dealt with and not look at it in terms of, oh, I need to get away from it, but ask yourself a question. I'm into computer games. So I play a computer game and I'm a level 1 knight and there's a level 20 wizard, a level 20 dragon. I'm never going to take it out. Yeah, but I want to take the dragon out. Yeah, but you're never going to. But it's got a load of gold. Yeah, but you're never going to. So what I had to do is go back, get some more armor, get some more health, level up. And the way that you level up is by having battles, by having fights, getting the experience from those fights. Most people, what they do is they have a fight and they do just enough to get away from it. They don't pick up the treasure. They don't pick up the experience, right? And as Claire says there, one of my Bradisms, experience is what you win when you lose. When things don't go your way. So you think that me doing keynote over at XeroCon 2019 and then 4 months later my business collapsed through no fault of my own? I've learned masses about me as to who and what I am because this was the test. And I've realized something, that in order to be happy or successful, you don't need the shit that we've been told you do. What you need is to be content. Content. And this is why I'm saying to you from a mindset perspective, people get a 40-inch television and then they want a 60. You get a 60, you want an 80. You get an 80, you want 100. Now you want a 100-inch curve. Now what you want is a home cinema. And then when you get your home cinema, you then sit there going, why do we not feel happy? People. This, your brain, is a control center for your life. Right? Control, I don't even know what that word means, but it sounds about right. This is a control center for your life. This, your mindset. So as a motivational speaker, my job is to motivate people. But let me be clear, the first person I had to motivate was me. The first person I had to motivate was me. Right? And this is what I need you to understand. The answers that you're looking for with your business are not out there. They're here. They're here. I'm telling you. And we look externally for answers. And until you find what the question is, right, it's going to get really tough. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips now that are useful. Ask yourself this question. In fact, write this down. 111. That's it. 111. Just 3 letters. 111. Right? When you come off this call today, ask yourself this question. What would the best version of me do? The one filled with hope, optimism, and belief in the next minute, in the next hour, in the next day. What would they do? They do this, this, and this. Okay, go and do that. The next day you wake up, what would the best version of me do in the next minute, the next hour, the next day? That's it. And when you've not got your hope, optimism, and belief knickers on, what I want you to do is I want you to do nothing. Eat toast, drink tea, watch telly, have a fag, have whatever. And this is what people go, oh, how do you keep yourself motivated? As a motivational speaker, I can't have a bad day. I can't go on stage, hundreds of people, and go, oh, sorry, I'm having a shit day, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm not very good. I'm having a shit day. So I've realized, right, that what I can do is when I'm having a bad, I used to have like 3 bad days a month, almost like manic depressive, right? 3 bad days a month. Now I still have 3 bad days a month, but the difference is 20 minutes there, an hour there. I get rid of it. So when I'm feeling it, I don't fight it. I go, okay, I'm feeling like shit. Go and have some tea and toast. Play a computer game. You know, it's not what Grant Cardone teach you, but I'm telling you, as a guy who's built a business from nothing, and we end up, when we run a business, pretending we're working, stuck behind time. Listen, 2 things. So 111, I want you to think about. The next thing is when it comes to making decisions, the reason we don't make decisions is we're scared they're the wrong ones. Well, let me be quite clear. The only time you know whether a decision is the correct one or not is after the event. So once you've evaluated any decision that you need to make, this is what I do. I make a decision in 24 seconds. Donna said, hey, Brad, will you? I said, yeah, done. Boom. Right? That was it. No, oh, well, let me look at that. It was a yes. Right? And I do that for friends. It's always a yes. Right? I literally say that to people who are close to me. Can you do me a favor? Say yes. What is it? Right? And sometimes I've been caught out on it. You know, I've still got 15 grand that I've got to get over today. But listen, the point is this. 24, 24, 24. Make a decision in 24 seconds. If you can't make a decision in 24 seconds, revisit in 24 minutes. If after 24 minutes you can't make a decision, revisit it in 24 hours. If after 24 hours you can't make a decision, it's not important. Next, and move on. So 111. What are the best version we do? 24, 24, 24. And remember, focus on hope, optimism, and belief. When you, every single moment of your life, focus on that. Get the tickets for hope, optimism, and belief. When the machine is spitting out tickets for fear, pessimism, and doubt, don't take them. You're not obligation. Final thing, my mentor who's walking the dogs, and he picked up some poo bags and he went like that, right, with the poo bag. And I took the poo bag and he said, whose poo bag is that? Right, yours. He said, well, it's not anymore because you took it. Don't take shit off people. Thank you very much.
Confessions of an Accountant, where no topic is off the ledger.